Hey everybody, welcome to the nightly vid. Today the SPY had a very small range, so when it's a doji on the day doing nothing, you don't have to do anything, right? We want to trade bright red. So just so you can see, where did the day open? Right here at 8:30. So it was red in the morning. There were some shorts to be taken. There was the inside down, which came back in, and then the 2-go-3 off the fivers, which did make the new lows perfectly fine. Then it comes back in second 60 of the day, trying to negate what happened the first, and then doji the rest. So after the first two 60s, if you're doing nothing, don't do anything. You don't have to touch it. And you can see there was a 1 and then 3 and then stuck inside. So still very red week this week, still very red month this month. So that's going to be corrective or just sideways activity as far as we know. And the question is 2 up tomorrow or 2 down continuation. And if it is a 2 up, you're not recovering this week. That's going to be pretty difficult. You would recover the month. So that's something we'll want to know about. Same could be said for Qs with the very small day today. It's more of a Momo shooter. If it could confirm the week and month, that'd be great. If we go to the Dow Jones, that's going to be an inside day Dow Jones. So what that tells you is we should look at inside days in the Dow. And then IBM, also just a slight corrective 2 down day and very red still on the week, very, very red on the month and the year. So it's going to be difficult to turn that around. So what we can first do is go to the Dow. And we can take a look and see what do we got for days there. As far as inside days go in the Dow, you'll have inside CRM after the gap down. This has an inside week and down. That's not going to be a 3 on the week to the upside. It's got a lot of distance to cover. So we'd prefer the downside. It has hit monthly short-term exhaustion. So not the best, not the worst, but you could get the continuation or the reversal back into that. If we go to Boeing, that one could be a reversal pivot machine gun. And that one you could see would change the weekly continuity. So that's something we'll want to know about. And it is at exhaustion risk on the month. And then TRV here in the financials, inside day, inside week. So really not doing too much. Could get going, but with the inside week going into Wednesday, it's not the preferred trade there. And then in the Dow, you have some 322s potentially. Amazon could 322 back up if things get strong. Visa, Momo shooter to the downside. So they sold Monday, sold Tuesday, and created the Momo shooter with the month in force. Also tells you can look at MasterCard potentially with the 3-1 shooter with the monthly magnitude still to here, 450.12 under that, 459. There's also a 3-1 here in IBM, just like the Dow Jones. So either side of this inside bar gets our attention. It is a RevStrat 3122 month, so we prefer the downside there below this, 182.86. And as far as 2 down and greens go, they're inside week and inside month. So not really too much we want to do there, but maybe Disney could recover if we see a Dow recovery. But we, again, prefer the downside. The last thing you can see there is the shooter in PG, which is still double inside week. If that works, it potentially could get the week down, has the month down, but that's got to work to do that. And it is going to be Wednesday tomorrow, so if it's doing nothing, then it's a nothing for us. If we go to the sectors now, taking me a second, my bad. You'll have an inside day in DFEN, which is the defense stocks. Tells you Lockheed Martin, tells you NOC, and that's a RevStrat month. If we go to GD, that one's a 3-2 down with a 3-2 down week, so nothing there. And if we go to RTX, that's also double inside day, holding up a bit stronger in the market there, RTX. So the defense stocks could have a simultaneous break tomorrow. In the gold stuff, you can see triangle out in GDX, gold miners, and we're going to look for the 2-2 back up because they triangled out. You can see they bought up, they sold down, they bought up, they sold down. What if they buy up again, back up there? Tells you look at JNUG as well. You can see like so. There's your little triangle layout in here. And draw it like this. So can you buy up again? And if we go to gold, that did reverse today, 2-2. Just didn't go really far because it's still an inside week. And we also didn't see silver go in force. Could have a RevStrat day tomorrow, though, so can't count it out yet. But they do have inside weeks gold, silver, so we'll be aware of that. Just less evidence than we have had previously in the gold and silver with those inside weeks forming. The SMHs had a little bit of relative strength today. Could set up 322s into tomorrow. They're still an inside month, so their strongest sector so far. But it's really going to depend how many twos up do you actually get in there, because not everything's going to be looking like that in the SMH. But you will have a good chunk of inside days. So that tells us we go to the normal culprits. MU potentially could have the 2-2 pivot machine gun on the daily with the Rev Strat weak, still a green month. AMD did already 2-2 today, but failed to negate the week or the month. It is at exhaustion risk, but that shows some strength by being a 2 up today. AMAT's big ol' 3-1, still an inside month. So they're really, got much evidence for a big buy there. If we go to SMCI, that one did 2-2 week, so it's going to be one of the strongest ones, taking last week's highs. And you could go to that 2-2 week magnitude, which is a good bit higher still. NVIDIA, also going to be an inside day. There's obviously more than that, but we don't have to cover them all. AVGO, also 131 for tomorrow. With all those inside months, it might just be a one-hit wonder where you get just tomorrow, and if they work, they work. If they don't, they don't. So just be aware that you just got less evidence on that type of stuff. We prefer downside trades. In the healthcares, you'll have XLV 3-1, much closer to a 2 back down. So any of the healthcare stuffs that we talked about yesterday, that's something we'll want to know about. And I'm not going to repeat, but those will be things we'll want to know about tomorrow if we see this break lower. And a few of them did go inside. So like AbbVie did go inside after going 2 up in red. So that'd still be a 2 up, 1, 2 down reversal. Still an inside week in there though. So you want to go for the things ideally that have taken last week's lows already, or the gappers. So if we go to Humana there, gap and sell could go 3 on the week, 2-2 tomorrow. If you go to CVS in there, gap and sell could go 2-2 tomorrow. So those are some things you can look at, as well as the other healthcare names you already know about. And to cover what we see really getting killed this week, for the Strat Attack, real estate's 2 down, 2 down. The other sector is financials, 3, 2 down. So financials and real estates, those are going to be the 2 sectors you want to know about. Personally, from the gappers last week, I already have some good shorts there. So O on the kicker down, where if we go and take a look, let me pull it up for you. You can see here, so we specifically highlight real estate, because this is a simultaneous break where you have multiple real estates doing the same thing. So O from the real estates, there's your kicker. And what we say with kickers is it's a big reversal. This is the strongest reversal pattern you can truly have, because it went out on the highs, it gapped down, it did go green, so they attempted to buy, and then they got killed. And that rejection is still happening, because you went 2 days inside bar, and then those 2 days broke lower, and now it's confirmed second day of the week. And you can see that 3-2 we talked about, where I got the add on Monday into my short position from here. That's already gone into magnitude, giving you the 3 month, which takes the quarter down. 2-2-2 shotgun, add below 50.9. So 3 different ways in there. If you're paying attention to the gap list, that's one thing you'll get good at if you can start creating winning positions. AMT, another kicking pattern. You can see the 2-2 shotgun, and then 2-2-3-2. So puke, right? And the quarter still in force, so it's still trying to go down here, 154.58. And if we go to DLR in the real estate, it's a little stronger still, but we mentioned that on Monday, did continue Tuesday, so you'll see on the month, that's your 2-2 back into this 3, so you got some action to go after there towards 130. And that's not all of them. I'm not a big real estate trader. Obviously, I haven't looked at all of them yet. Give me 1 sec here, and I'll get the other 2 that I recall seeing earlier. I just can't memorize those names that quick. All right, so SBAC is also going to be taking the quarter 3-1-2 down, and that's going to be one of the bigger names. You'll have PSA as well, bigger name in there, taking the quarter 3-2-2. Where's that going? Down there. So you got $30 to play with. You got the monthly signal all month as well to go after that. If we go to ESS, you'll also see potentially could take the quarter down, still one of the stronger ones. And then Alex, that's my name, 3-2-2 below this, and 2 going 3 month to do that. You can see this one's a little bit more illiquid. That's why we don't touch real estates more often than not. But O, DLR, and AMT, those are kind of the main ones I normally stick to. So there's a few extra ones. And Let me just make sure we're not missing any in here. Yeah, CBRE is another one in there, which could 322 the quarter as well. Has a 322 month in force. Same thing on the daily. So in the real estates, we see that for sure. And then in the financials, we also see that. So 2-2 month, 3 2-down days. So Monday and Tuesday. We want to see if that keeps happening, since we want to go after long red and green bars, right? So that's a bright red week, and you still got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday if they keep selling, which they have been so far. So we can take a look there as well. So the main ones, we'll have Citigroup. It went 3-2 on Monday, which I mentioned in the Discord chat in the free side of the things, and that went 2 down again Tuesday, so they came back to sell more. Bank of America, another one with the 2-2-2 today. So that one's getting killed. Not back into the 3 yet, but you can see they really got after it. So we'll see if that gets redder or not. You want to be aware if we do go into any exhaustion risk, which doesn't happen till here. 32.35 would be your short-term exhaustion. So we can keep going after that stuff. You also have ZION in there, which get back up on the month here. Still has not taken the quarter of the month yet there. CMA still has not taken the quarter or the month yet. It's 2 going 3. WAL trying to take the quarter down. It's pretty close. We'll also have JPM, which had earnings on Monday. So you'll see this. Sold Monday, came back Tuesday to sell more on the Momo shoot. So that's still 2 going 3 quarter. Try and stop those guys out. You still have previous range to come back through, and that's what you want to go after. So outside of that, I don't got too much else for you guys. What I can tell you is utilities. Those are also still 3-2 weak and puking. They came back on Tuesday, so that's still failing that quarterly high. And this week, energy is also 2 down, 2 down. So they've hit their weekly exhaustion risk, or at least it looks like they have. Yeah, so they hit their weekly exhaustion. That's what we call triangle out. These 2 bars outside of that. So now what? Where are you going to go? Because you're still a 2 up quarter. It is back into the 3 if it can't recover. So that's something we'll note. But you haven't reversed anything technically. It's still a 2 on the month. So we prefer upside trades if we see any recovery there. But really the gold and the precious metal type of stuff, those are only things we see they're still buying, at least with in any sense of the name buying, because everything else for the most part is 2s down. And the only observations we have from today are SE, which was a great trade. And this is why the scans are super important. In the morning, everything was down, right? So what we were doing is we were scanning and we were seeing who's up the most in the queues, because you can go in there and you can scan. It's like who's up the most in the queues. You can identify SE. They opened at 51 and they're trading 54. So that's up $3 in 30 minutes. That's the thing we want to go after, because the buyers are there, right? And the whole market's going down, which tells you these are real buyers coming in here saying they want SE. So you gauge the magnitude. They poked this low, went 3, so that's a reversal now continuing above 53.67. Where's it going? Up there, 58.47. So what we did is we played the 3-2 here, and this is just to show you, if you're trading volatile stuff, you just need 35 minutes. And just from here, I traded, and we mentioned this on the stream today. I specifically pointed out and said, you guys want to go after these. So I said we can use the 55 or the 56 cons. I use the 55s myself. And you'll see they open here at $1.04. That's about where I filled. Actually, it's more like $1.16 when this broke. And they trade $2.60. So they doubled in less than an hour. It was like 35 minutes or something. And when you do that, now you have a winning position. You can do whatever you want with that. You can hold it, you can add to it, whatever it is. We did have a little add in there that we tried to sneak in off the 3.260, but we stopped out of that, or I stopped out of it for a penny gain, and that was that. I tried some country western shorts to see if they'd bring it back in, and they didn't. So ideally I would be holding that position still, but I accidentally closed the whole position. So tomorrow, if that 3.2s could be something to know about. And then VLTO, so there's another name to the upside, Monday and Tuesday. So this is real buying going on. It's going into all-time highs, but this is where the buyers are. So those 2. And that's all I've got for you guys. So I'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow morning in the Stat Discord. And if you're interested in the Stat Discord, we are going to have some announcement coming out soon with a sale and a new thing that we haven't done yet. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys in the next vid.